going home tonight, and thank you. Tough, hard-nosed running back and a dominant linebacker. He didn't shy away from contact. He was Keith Wakefield's kind of player, and when Keith Wakefield says he never took plays off, believe me, he never took plays off. Not in practice, not in games, and that really means something. He was elected to the Perry High School Athletic Hall of Fame in 2009. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming, for induction into the Stark County High School Football Hall of Fame, Lance Burick.
Man, that ain't nothing like the Hall of Fame stuff you guys are into, man. Holy cow, this is some high school stuff. Good job, what's up, boy? Here we go. So, thank you. What a great honor it is to be in the company of so many great athletes. Growing up, I was lucky enough to have family close by. My cousins lived just 5 minutes away from us. That was our team. Whether we played baseball, basketball, and of course, football, we were always competing. We pushed each other, fought each other, and of course, most of the time I lost to my big brothers. I didn't like it, but little did I know that is what made me. By the time I got to high school, I started to figure it out. Once Coach Wake noticed my potential, we developed a good relationship. And I mean good, and he pushed the hell out of me. But it wasn't for him, it was for me. You know, I didn't play on the best Perry teams, but we had fight and heart. And that's something I will always cherish. With that being said, I would like to thank some people that guided me in my life. My mom and dad, thank you for your love and support in everything I do. I greatly appreciate you, and I love you dearly. My brothers, Brent and Adam, you guys definitely treated me like a little brother. Now we enjoy each other's company, but we have a good time too. I want to thank my friends and family for being here tonight. My wife, I love you. To all the players that I was teammates with, I wouldn't be standing here without you. Coach Meredith was my freshman coach. He was intense, but man, I love playing for him. Coach Kill, he was my JV and running backs coach. He saw that I had passion, and it was pivotal in me playing varsity my sophomore year. Now, Coach Wakefield, what can I say? He is Perry football. I know guys that were there his first year, and I know guys from his last year. They all said the same thing. He demanded the most out of you. He was always consistent with his sayings. Buy in, stay the course, practice like you play, handle adversity, leave it on the field. Well, I bought into all of those. And that's a big reason why I'm standing in front of you now. Thanks, Coach Wake. You're one of the best coaches in the state. Lastly, life is like football. You have your highs and your lows, your touchdowns and your fumbles. But if you stay the course and leave it on the field, when the clock shows zeros, you'll be standing there a winner. Remember, tough times never last, but tough people do. Thank you. I'm out.
LB! LB!
64, and sophomores rarely make it on Massillon's varsity roster in the 60s, let alone on the field. By the time Larry graduated, he was a two-time All-Ohioan and one of the most respected players on the field. He helped Massillon to an AP Pole State title in Earl Bruce's first season as head coach. He was second-team All-Ohio offensive guard in 1963, first team All-Ohio defensive tackle in 1964. He helped Massillon post a 25-6 record over his 3 seasons. He was a quiet two-way leader for the Tigers along both sides of the line of scrimmage. Larry was born July 30th, 1947. Sadly, he passed away on November 8th, 2016. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming for induction into the Stark County High School Football Hall of Fame, Larry Larsuel, accepting posthumously his daughter, Stacy Larsuel Howard.
Hello, I just want to thank the committee for acknowledging my father's accomplishments. Football was definitely his passion. Back in 2015, I don't know if he had some kind of intuition, but he was very healthy, but he said, we need to have a discussion about when I pass away. So I said, okay, whatever, you're gonna be here another 20 years, you're probably outliving me. So the main thing he said was, if you don't mention anything else, make sure you mention my football accolades. And I said, okay, I'll make sure I do that. So I'm thinking, he probably got a couple awards. Well, fast forward 2016, he passed away. I see this, he had a, I don't know what it was, kind of like an album cover, about this thick with all kind of awards and accomplishments for football. So I ended up having to do a full collage for it. But football was definitely his passion, so I definitely want to thank the committee for acknowledging his accomplishments. He would have been so proud and excited and happy for this moment, but I'm glad that I could step in and accept this for him. So, go Tigers!
He joins his father, Tom, and brother, Ben, in the Stark County High School Football Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear from Ben McDaniels, or from Josh McDaniels.
Hello, and thank you for this prestigious honor of being selected for induction into the Stark County Football Hall of Fame. I'm sorry I couldn't be there with you all this evening, but I'm extremely grateful that my father, Tom, is there to accept on my behalf. I'd like to congratulate my fellow inductees, Lance Burick, Eric Heinzer, Larry Larsuel, Tim Powell, Herman Rearick, and Zach Slates on their induction. I'm blessed to be going in with such an accomplished group of football men. I'd like to thank the Stark County Football Hall of Fame Committee for selecting me for induction. I'm proud to have this honor, having already watched my father and my brother Ben be so deserving of their induction. It's something I'll cherish always as one of my great fortunes in the game of football. To share this experience with so many great players, coaches, and people who grew up in a very special area of the country there in Stark County. These awards and honors are impossible without all the hard work, dedication, commitment of your teammates, and for that, I'd like to thank all the Bulldogs I shared my career with. A special thanks to my fellow co-captain, Canton Mitchell, who always pushed me to be my best, and my best friend, Matt Cunningham, who I shared so many wonderful memories with at McKinley. Football is the ultimate team game, and no player can achieve success without the other 10. I consider any individual achievements team victories, and that certainly is what this is for me tonight. I was also blessed to be surrounded by an incredible group of assistant coaches, the best group that I've ever been around in the game of football. They taught me the game, they helped me and my teammates improve consistently, and pushed us to reach our potential as student athletes. Gabe, Waff, Spider, Milt, Coach G, Bobby, Jack, Donnie Short, Kovacs, Shim, I salute all of you. You affected our lives and you made us better people and players. Thank you. I'd also like to mention a group of special people who, without their support and unselfish passion for helping me and my family be our best during our time at McKinley, nights like this would not be possible. They were the backbone of the exceptional experiences we had in Canton. Jim and Kathy Harris, John Rinaldi, Chuck Schoenfeld, Frank Turk Alberta, Steve Katima, Ronnie Lemo, Mel Carver, Vern Russell, Fred Blosser, Doc Johns, Linda Angiulo, Gary Spino, Randy and Leslie Snow, are just some of the army of wonderful people that gave of themselves to help a little boy from Canton achieve his dream of playing at McKinley. I'd like to thank my brothers, Jay and Ben, for all of their support and love. They're special people, and we got to live our dreams out together and still do to this day. Finally, my parents, Tom and Chris. Nothing in life, let alone the game of football, has happened without their influence, their direction, their support, or their love. They taught me how to behave, they showed me how to fall in love with the game at a very young age, and they've never missed anything in over 30 years of my life in football. I'm forever indebted to them for all they have given me. They are my heroes, and this amazing night truly belongs to them. I've been privileged to make my life in the game of football in the coaching profession, and that traces directly back to my childhood dreams growing up in Stark County. There's no better place for a young boy to be than in the shadow of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, where Fawcett Stadium sat and hosted so many magical times for me and my family. To experience the McKinley-Massillon rivalry at its peak and play in the 100th and 101st games was a time in my football life that will never be surpassed. There aren't many days that go by where those memories aren't brought up. And for a kid from Canton that loves football, I'm looking forward to the special night in a couple weeks where I will get to bring my team home to once again walk into Fawcett Stadium in Canton, Ohio, and share a football night with the best people I know. Thank you once again for this honor. It will always be very special to me and my family. God bless everyone, and God bless football.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming for induction into the Stark County High School Football Hall of Fame, Josh McDaniels. Accepting for Josh is his father, Tom.
I can't improve upon that, and I want to echo his sentiments and his gratitude, his appreciation for what Stark County has meant to him and also my family. When Ben was inducted, he couldn't attend because he was on his honeymoon. So he wrote his acceptance and he asked me to read it. I don't think that I could have read that. Thank you everyone for attending. Thank you to the committee for inducting him. And thanks to the special group of people, the coaches and the coaches' wives for being here this evening. Have a great evening. Thank you.
1957 to 1959, he was a second-team repository All-Star County twice, WHBC All-Star County, and honorable mention All-Ohio as a senior. He played the 1960 Ohio North-South All-Star game with the likes of Paul Warfield and Roger Staubach. He also played basketball and was a pitcher first baseman in baseball for Hoover. He was a two-way lineman, guard and defensive tackle for Ara Parsegan at Northwestern, lettering twice. He helped the Wildcats beat Ohio State 2 consecutive years and rise to #1 in the rankings for 2 weeks in 1962. He played in the 1963 North-South College All-Star Football game in Miami. He played for the Canton Bulldogs in the United Football League in 1964, helping them to the league championship. He was an NFL All-Rookie team in 1965 for the Los Angeles Rams. He played defensive line behind the fearsome foursome of Deacon Jones, Merlin Olsen, Lamar Lundy, and Rosie Greer. He played with the Pittsburgh Steelers for his second and final NFL season. He was a member of the inaugural North Canton Athletic Hall of Fame class in 2014. His sons Scott and Chris both were all-county quarterbacks for Hoover, with Scott going on to play at Ohio State. He retired from the Day Ketterer Law Firm in 2012 and was a longtime youth football coach in North Canton. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming for induction to the Stark County High School Football Hall of Fame, Tim Powell.
I couldn't possibly make a speech as good as he made. I appreciate it. First, thanks to Paul Dan Miller for presenting me to the selection committee. It is a tremendous honor to be inducted in the Starr County High School Football Hall of Fame. When you see the names already in the Hall of Fame, it really means a lot. Starr County is known for great football, and with the Hall of Fame here, you really couldn't pick a better place to play growing up. There are too many people to thank, but I'll try. I'm grateful for my coaches, Don Martin, Gordon Isley, Don Hurtler Sr. and Don Hurtler Jr., Vera Parsegan, Alex Agassi, Bruce Beatty, who was from Canton, and recruited me from Northwestern. Gordon Isley is here tonight, and he's going strong and was a great coach. He's a great teacher too. North Canton is lucky to have a man like him. I had great teammates, many of whom are here tonight, including Paul Paparone, Les Coleman, Bob Barrett, and others. They also have been lifelong friends. Most importantly, I want to thank my family, my sister, my son Scott, and his brother Chris, who has mentioned today already that Scott and Chris made the first team quarterback. Those who couldn't make it have been blowing up my phone, as the kids say. I lost my brother and parents many years ago, and my wife of over 50 years, Paul. Paul and I were married the night before a preseason game in Los Angeles next to Disneyland. Paul was a wonderful mother, wife, and friend. I think that's it.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor to accept this on behalf of my father, the late Herman Burick. His life was publicly written by the repository for many years, and his heyday and after. So all of his achievements were mentioned many times. Now, 60 years later, the facts are hard to remember, but all the statistics are in the archives. He was a great husband, father, coach, and grandfather to the grandchildren he was able to meet as his years were cut off way too early. He would have enjoyed this recognition, and I am more than honored to accept this award in his memory. Congratulations to the class of 2020, and thank you all, and God bless all of you.
Was the guy usually cleaning up opposing defenders and opening holes. Perry's two-way lineman from 2000 to 2002, Zach Slates. He was a 3-year starter for Perry teams that went a combined 29-7. He helped the Panthers to their first state semifinal appearance in program history. He was a 3-time first-team Canton Repository All-Star County selection, a 3-time first-team All-Federal League selection. He was a 2-time first-team All-Ohioan. He was a state qualifier in wrestling and a thrower in track and field. He played in the Big 33 All-Star Game and the Ohio North-South All-Star Game. He played football at the University of Pittsburgh. He was an assistant coach for Perry from 2010 to 2020. He so epitomized what Keith Wakefield teams were supposed to be that when Wakefield retired after the 2020 season, Slates was named the head coach to replace his legendary high school coach. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming for induction into the Stark County High School Football Hall of Fame, Zach Slates.
I just want to start off by thanking Pro Football Hall of Fame for putting on this event. They did an excellent job. Now being a head coach, we have a lot of events here too, and they do an excellent job for everything Stark County football. They do a great job getting our kids and our coaches involved with different events and things that go on here. So thank you for that. Thank you to the committee. It's an honor to be inducted into this Hall of Fame, and with such a great class as well. And being in here with three Perry guys is extra special. Being able to be up here with Eric Heinzer, somebody who I blocked for as a sophomore, didn't typically happen very often, but those guys took me in, and BB did screw us up. I was there at Paisani's on Wednesday night when he ordered the wings instead of the meatball sub, so I'm just telling the truth about that. But I want to thank my parents who've always been there for me. They've sacrificed, they've done everything they could to get me to where I am today in high school and furthermore now as a coach. I really appreciate everything they've done. My sister Angela always has been there to support me, my aunts and uncles. I got some buddies here that I played with. Scott was our athletic director for a couple of years, so he's been my boss. I appreciate everything they do and all the support that they give. Perry football really gets held together by Pat Murray, who's also sitting with them. She's been the Booster Club president for 35 years, 36 years, something like that. And, I remember when I was in my playing days, and she helps me out tremendously now to keep me aligned with all of our fundraisers and different events that we do. I want to thank Coach Wakefield because none of the three of us would be here without him. And what he's done for not just Perry, but football in general in Stark County is something to behold. And I know people always say, well, what are you going to do when Wake leaves? Are you going to take it over? Can you do it? And it's not about filling the shoes. It's about keeping those shoes real close to you and going there for advice and anything that I need. And he's always been there for me in high school, after high school, and still to this day. If I ever need anything, he's always just a phone call away. He's done great things for all of us guys that have gone through Perry, thousands of athletes, and has turned boys into young men. And I want to thank him for all he's done for me as a man, as a kid, and in the future. But I want to thank the Perry community. It's a great place, and growing up somewhere, playing there, and then coming back to coach there can be tough because everybody knows you. I've been there my entire life, and I don't want to be anywhere else. I want to be there, and I want to keep on the traditions that have been set before me, and the traditions that I have played for, and I want to instill those same things that Coach Wakefield has instilled in me into our young men that are here today. Thank you guys, thank the committee, thank my family, thank you Amanda, my girlfriend. She's been a trooper the past year. She moved in August 1st last year, so the first day of 2 days. So she got right into the fire when she came in, and I want to thank her for being there to be supportive of me and anything that we need at home. She's always there. Thank you. Thank you guys. Have a great evening.
join us.